Sup, bros? It's T-Pro. Time to get in the flow. Let's go. So, I am playing survival mode on Resistance, Ponte de la Resistance, and let's start by trying to figure out what survival mode is. Survival mode is a dumbed down zombies, pretty much. It is zombies without the cool unlocking doors. There's no guns on the wall. Well, there kind of is, but they're not on the wall. What else is there? There's no really cool guns. I mean, survival mode is Infinity Ward's first attempt on a kind of tower defense kind of game, or type of game style. There are still levels. You get to go level by level, each level increasing difficulty. Infinity Ward has taken some of the aspects of zombies that Treyarch has and tweaked them a little bit. The body armor, which you start off with in the game, is pretty much the Juggernaut, or Juggernog, whatever it was called in Zombies. The Quick Revive is pretty much the same, except, well, it's the same name anyway, but Quick Revive in this, actually I think it's actually called Self-Revive, my bad, I'm sorry guys. Self-Revive in this it's different, because you're not automatically granted, like, unlimited life when you're down. It's not a time-based thing. You still take damage when you're down, and if you take enough damage, you can still die while you're in that second chance phase. And it's weaker than Quick Revive was in Zombies. You still get a pistol when you're down, but the really great aspect of Self Revive is that you can keep buying it for however long you want. With Quick Revive and Zombies, it was like 3 or something like that, 3 or 5, and then it would evaporate and go into the air, and you would never see it ever again. The gods would eventually just give it to you as a little quick tease, and then would take it right away from you as soon as you started to become a heroin addict to it. Like, as when you were their junkie, they were like, nope, sorry, we're cutting you off. And then you would just be down in a ditch somewhere as zombies would come and kill you. What else is there? So, okay, if you remember in Zombies, there was, you could kind of like knife in the beginning, you maybe get like some more points and everything. Like, you know, you were granted more points for the tougher kill. That is not the same case in the beginning mode of survival mode. In the beginning levels of survival mode, what you get is basically the same score for just killing in general. There's like, you don't get style points, pretty much is what I'm saying. Like, if you kill by a headshot, then it's the same as if you were killed by a body. The only thing that they have is really that you see on the bottom left, you have like a little ticker that will grant you a cash bonus if you do something really, really cool. Or special. They reset with each new round, so your kind of like cool bonuses, the progress that you made on one bonus doesn't carry over to the next round. It's kind of annoying because sometimes you don't get the number of enemies that you would like, but you know, it's just make the most of what you got. Make that cash bonus. There's kill streak, knife streak, flashbang, rampage is basically kill this number of people within a certain amount of time. And you know, you get what I'm trying to say. You know, you guys are smart. You know what I'm talking about. You know, right? Okay, what else we got? So, let's talk about the map aspect of survival mode. So what you get in survival mode is actually that the entire multiplayer maps that you normally get, like, it's the same maps as multiplayer. And the other thing is that there's no unlocking. It's just the entire map is open to you, and you'll have enemies just spawn in from everywhere, and they'll come and take you on. But you do get a constant UAV going, so you can see where these enemies are at all times, it's really nice. And it's very, very helpful for trying to get through to the next level in this game. Typically what I've gotten is an average of high 20s on these kind of like easy game modes. For those of you that also don't know, it's broken up right now into like 4 difficulties. Like, if they're like, what, 16 maps, I think? There are 16 maps. They're broken up to where like 4 maps is 1 difficulty, and just keeps going. This map, Resistance, it's the group of the easier maps. It's easier. What I mean by when it gets higher in difficulty is that your enemies actually get tougher. There's more like chemical warfare. There's like more powerful juggernauts, more claymores, and it starts to show up, especially in those later rounds. You get to see some of those things that you'll see in hard difficulty maps. Basically, what it comes down to is, for a hard difficulty map, is somewhat new stuff, just earlier. I mean, you'll see some of it eventually in these easier maps like the claymores, but you won't see chemical warfare or something like that. You'll see suicide bombers though. That's generally the same for every single one. What else can we talk about? The enemies that you get are dogs, and the dog can either be suicide bombers or just regular dogs, which, by the way, I'm a dog lover. I mean, that's kind of tough for me to play with, is that I have dogs coming at me. I actually have to shoot them with a shotgun or something else to try and kill them. I mean, if I were to shoot them with a shotgun and they don't die, they kind of flail, and I scringe a little bit. Like, I know it's a video game, but, you know, a lot of people play this game. I mean, it's tough for me as a dog lover to want to try and kill these fake dogs, but, you know, I gotta think of my head and be like, oh, these dogs aren't real. They're trying to kill my virtual body. And I just gotta deal with it. A little thing on that explosive part is that there are suicide bombers also, you know, for the human gunmen too. What you really just need to do for those suicide bombers is really just hit them once, and then they'll kind of like go down, and then they'll start blinking red. That is when they'll start to explode. It'll take about 3 seconds, then they'll explode, and the people around them will take damage as well. It gets to be really effective, especially when you have a bunch of suicide bombers right next to them. It will cause a domino effect. It's really cool. The points just start lighting up. Next thing we can talk about is claymores. Come on, I can't hit a shot with a shotgun. The claymores will start to come in the later rounds, and what will basically happen is that they'll just spawn in like the enemies do. Claymores will just be set up around, and in the harder levels, they actually get to be like gassy, like the Nova gas in zombies. They'll start to be like the Nova gas, where you'll kind of get slow. You won't take damage, but you'll just become slower and groggier, and it gets to be kind of annoying. Another thing is the choppers, like you can see right now on the screen. There are 2 choppers right now. In harder levels, you'll get 2 choppers or 3 choppers, and you'll get enemies to accompany them. So you'll have to take out the enemies and the choppers in the same level, and it gets to be a little difficult. My best recommendation for taking out choppers is to basically, you can hear when they start to shoot at you. Just basically hide up in some little outhouse or whatever, like I'm doing. Wait for that shooting sound to happen, and then as soon as that's done, just pop out and unload a clip into them. I mean, that's pretty much the easiest way. It'll take you maybe about 2 to 3 clips, depending on how good your aim is or what gun you're using. Like for this assault, or yeah, it's an SMG. It's the MP5. It'll take me about 2 to 3 clips, depending on how my aim is, just for one chopper. Now for the real bitch of the game, the juggernauts. Oh my gosh, you'll get like 2 or 3 of them at a time. In these starting rounds, you get like the first one you see is just one by himself. Oh my gosh, that dude is a pain. There'll be 2 types of juggernauts. There'll be one with a light machine gun, which is basically your standard assault juggernaut that you'll see in multiplayer. The other one is kind of like a crossbreed between the assault juggernaut and the support juggernaut. What I mean by this is that the other juggernaut, Juggernaut 2, will get a riot shield, and he'll just start going to town. He'll kind of creep up on you like he will. He has a shotgun or a light machine gun. I've never really paid much attention to find out, but I think it's a light machine gun. But if he gets close enough to you, he'll post up and then just start shooting at you, and you just gotta keep your distance right there. That's what I mean. Right here is the whole suicide bomber, and they'll just start blinking red and take out people with them. So that's pretty much what I have to say about my introduction to survival mode. It's a really fun game type. I invite more people to play it. It's really awesome. If you like the video, this is only part 1. I'm gonna have 5 parts coming out, and so if you really like this video, please like, favorite, share. Especially sharing. Sharing helps get my name out and it makes me want to put out more of these videos. Ooh, knife streak to end the level. Alright, have a great day, guys.